Jema, and welcome again for the second half of today's Sangha, which will be um, knowing the dharma of food and the dharma of seasons, what is their nature, what is the dharma of its effect, what the body will be going through, and what changes we will make in coming few months. We are now in the Sharad Ritu, the season where the Pitta is at its highest level, and the common principle which we follow now is the food which will take care of this excess naturally increasing Pitta or heat in the system. Now we have done a Sangha on the total care of Sharad Ritu, and it is there on the archives.
Yeah, it's on YouTube, so you can Google it and look for our Sangha on Sharad Ritu.
As this is our last Sangha of this year, I will be, and Dr. Sanjay ji will be talking more about food which is indicated or ideal for the next Ritu, which is the Hemant, and which will be starting in the mid of November. So, as this is our last Sangha, we are taking the opportunity to know more about that Hemant Ritu starting from the 15th November and the next 2 months. So, we are now in Sharad, but the next entire November month is going to be a transition period from Sharad to Hemant. So, I am trying to help you understand how this transition is best achieved and what are the best things to be implemented in food and lifestyle during the Hemant Ritu.
Just to add one thing, it's not a switch on and off that okay, fall is over, Hemant starts. There's a transition period. There's a ramp down for Sharad Ritu and there's a ramp up for Hemant. So that period duration is called as Sandhikal, and it's typically a week of this and a week of that. So don't make the common mistake of okay, stop doing this right because somebody said October 24th winter begins, put on my jacket and start doing things. But there's a ramp up period.
Yeah, it's a transition period. That's why the mid of November is like how you should gradually change the diet from the one which is suggested for Sharad and start incorporating the food and the lifestyle things which are indicated in the Hemant. To understand it in much easier way, I think the choices in taste would be the best way to understand. Now, as we are in Sharad Ritu, generally for Pitta pacifying, the three choice of taste are sweet, astringent, and bitter. So we try to incorporate food which is more of this three taste during this period. And when we move to Hemant, Hemant is the period of time where our digestion is at its best. The digestion strength is really good and you can handle a good quantity of nourishing food. So in terms of taste, the choices would be sweet, sour and salty. So this transition should be smoothly done from sweet, astringent, bitter to sweet, sour and salty. Now, Hemant Ritu, as I said, Hemant is one of the best periods when you have the strength at its best. So that would be the best time of year when you should start or do more physical exercise. If somebody is planning for some maybe a weight loss or good exercise is indicated, that is the best period to start the program for that, because your natural body strength will support your excess strenuous exercise, and you won't go into depletion of dhatus or dehydration as such. As I said, the digestion strength in Hemant is very good, and your body needs that support of good nutrition. So you can have very nourishing food items, like you can have meat, you can have nuts, and one of the recipes what Sanjay ji is going to show today is an ideal in one of my favorites uh, form of rice, uh, where you can have the best nourishment. We are going to use some nuts in it, raisins in it. So it's a best kind of example how the food should be designed in Hemant Ritu, where you give good nourishment. Now, when I say nourishment, obviously we think about milk and its products. So the consumption of ghee or butter is very good during this climate. And when I say about other milk products, even buttermilk is quite good in the daytimes, because Hemant, even though it is good in terms of strength and digestion, has some coldness in it because of the winters. So we should not do even very cold food items at night. So buttermilk and even milk products like yogurt in moderation can be consumed in the daytime. Second is if somebody is a vegetarian and want to have choices in vegetarian bala or strength giving food, the black gram is something we would suggest in this climate.
Urad dal.
Urad dal, black gram. And this would be the best. It is said to be equivalent to meat in terms of the bala or the strength which it gives, and it is sweet in taste, sweet in post digestion effect, and also it is heating in potency. So it's the best combination in Hemant Ritu, because even though it is sweet in digestion effect, its potency of being heating helps in Hemant Ritu, so that it's digested well. The best thing about Hemant is it has got long nights. Okay, and because of that, the quality of rest also is more what we get, because sleep is very important source of rest. So long nights actually helps that to get good relaxation and rest to the body. And because of these long nights, early mornings there is a good agni. You feel hungry more when you wake up. So having a good breakfast is one of the good things in Hemant which can be implemented. Good nourishing breakfast. Ayurveda has also recommended a daily routine, which is a daily ritual, you can say, of applying oil as very important in this climate. We call it as abhyanga, self massage. So Hemant is the best time to start self massage, and it actually improves the strength and digestion. So maybe self massage with oils, and as I say that it's more colder at that times, so choosing the oils would be very important. We won't choose anything which is very cold, right? So the best oil would be sesame oil. And
Coconut oil would not be a good idea.
yeah, coconut oil would not be a good oil in this climate. So head massage, full body massage, self massage with sesame oil early morning, and then having a shower would be a as a specially recommended treat in the dinacharya from Ayurveda. So it's like treating yourself in a best climate to again make you more healthier. So If somebody can't do self massage every day, okay, once a week or twice a week at least, they can have a good abhyang, good massage. After massage, there is one more important thing mentioned, is the use of herbal uh, paste of certain herbs to scrub your body. The Indian festivals many a times are actually designed in coordination with this climate. So we have Diwali coming up in the November month. And one of the important rituals in Diwali is doing this oil massage. So all the family members are given good oil massage, even though some don't like, but still Diwali they don't have any excuses. And this is followed by certain herbs which are very uh, slightly heating, but a combination of heating and nourishing. And we can mix those herbs in uh, moong dal flour, and we do have a mix over here as a udvartan, which has a combination of moong dal and other herbs. So this is scrubbed all over the body, and then bathing is done. So actually, because of the cold climate, many a times the pores of the skin are closed. So doing oil massage and followed by this scrubbing actually helps this pores to open, and it's like good breathing for the skin. And this climate is very good for these two rituals. Uh, Apart from these two charyas, I think daily routines. Wearing warm clothes is very important, as it's very logical that as the cold days gets more colder, protection of cold is very important. I would specially recommend that apart from warm clothes, protecting ears especially is very important in this climate, especially if you are going out in a cold air or going for a walk, then covering your ears is the key. And even though Hemant Rutu we say has a good bulb, but don't try to experiment with having ice creams and very cooling stuffs, or don't go for very iced, food or cold food, because that's not the right time to unnecessarily strain your digestion strength. Rather, you support your digestion by giving hot and nourishing food. Meat soups is again a good example where it is not very heating but supportive to improve your bala or strength. So that's the best one of the options. We will have question answer sessions where you can ask more specific questions, because I can go on talking on Hemant through two more. But if there are some specific food which you want to know, or specific category of food, we can talk more on that.
So something about the Agni or the digestive fire.
Yeah, as I said, the digestion is really good. So we can digest heavy foods like meat or black ram, and so we need something fulfilling that Agni. The concept of fire is like we do a fire ceremony. If there is small fire, and if you put big logs of wood, what will happen? It will extinguish, it won't burn. But if the Agni is already good, then you can give some more bigger logs, you understand? So it's like giving more heavier food so that the Agni is kept proper. If you give little food or little pieces of wood, the Agni won't sustain. You understand? So rather, giving good big chunk of food is helping that Agni to grow and sustain in that strength. So this Hemant Ritu is the time when you should give more big logs.
Yeah, and taking from that example, if the Agni is just about at the right strength or helping you, you should also think about the quality of log that you put in. If you put a green or a wet wood into it, no matter how strong the Agni, it'll eventually die down. But if you put dry wood into it, which is season appropriate food, it will keep it going. And as Abhijit said, I give you a caveat to it. Yes, it's all really nice. Yes, you can eat nourishing food, but to Abhijit's point, do not test your Agni too much. You should know where your limitation is. And yes, the environment is supporting you, but still, you have to be conscious or cognizant of your Agni. So it doesn't mean that now is the season to overburden your Agni, I would say. That should not be done.
Yeah, and again, subjectivity is there. If somebody is having a state of indigestion or what we call ama, okay, we call it where there is the Agni is already fire or digestion is not optimum, then only because we have learned here that we should eat more, we cannot do that unless and until the Agni is brought to normal state. So that's a kind of important consideration we should give in Himachal. So I think I can pass it to now.
Shall I start the Agni now?
Yes.
Can everybody hear me clearly? That's good. So, following up on what Abhijit has said, we're going to show you a recipe for a vegetarian pulao that is ideal for Hemant Ritu. And yes, we need some heating spices to keep the Agni going. You don't want to put too much because it'll be cold outside. And again, remember the transition period, how it will slowly ramp down and ramp up. So ingredients for today's recipe: rice, carrots, finely chopped or diced, green peas. You can also use onions if you want to, but that's not what I'm demonstrating here. Some cashews, raisins, and of course our friendly ghee. So we start with ghee first, and this is cow's ghee that we have here at Vedika. I'm going to slightly roast the cashews in ghee. It's about a little more than quarter cup of cashews. That was 1 cup of rice that was just cooked in water, steamed rice if you would. So those who want ratios, measurements, that's what it is. 1 cup of rice, quarter cup, 1/3 cup of cashews, maybe quarter cup of raisins. These were 3 carrots. I'm probably going to use half of it, so makes it 1.5. I'm getting better at it. Okay. You don't want to fry them too long, otherwise cashews will burn. Just slightly so they turn lightly pink, light brown. I'll try to show it to the camera so that our viewers on TV can see it. Cashews, Abhijit, can you talk about the quality of cashew?
Cashew actually is sweet in taste, sweet in post digestion effect, and cold in potency. So it's a very good nourishing kind of food and fruit. And its fruits is also used in some part of preparations, which are more nourishing and they are slightly heating. But this one is not heating. Have you seen the fruit of cashew?
It's raw, green
Great.
from the outside.
And even some alcoholic preparations are made from that fruit, and it's very digestive but much heating. This is not that kind. It's very it's cooling in nature.
So we can use the same ghee. I'm going to add some cumin powder, cumin seeds, jeera. And as I said, these were about 3 carrots. I'm only using half of it. About half a cup of peas. Some salt. We always use Himalayan rock salt or sandal namak. Do not hesitate when you're using salt. But sometimes I've made predominantly salt dishes with a little bit of other things. That's not an ideal scenario either. You have to find the middle path. We just let it cook. If you want, you can add some raisins at this point or later. Wouldn't really make too much of a difference. As I said, you can also add some onions to it. If you choose to add onions, they will go in first and you have to cook them first and then add the rest of the vegetables.
Carrot again is a interesting ingredient here because it's hot in potency. So actually, even though it is sweet, it doesn't create coldness in the system.
Interesting combination of sweet, cold, sweet, hot, and then I'm going to use our Hemant Ritu spice mix that we also have up for sale. You don't have to buy all the ingredients for making it right for the season. This has all the ingredients that you need for Hemant Ritu. And we also have a Sharad Ritu spice mix which you can use until middle of November or third week of November, and slowly graduate to this. I'm thinking I should add the cashews so they absorb some of it. I'm sorry, the raisins. Any questions so far?
Can you describe what is or define Hemant Ritu for those of us who don't know what you're speaking of? And is it fall, winter?
Hemant Ritu is winter, early winter.
Early winter.
So mid-November through mid-January
Okay.
is Hemant Ritu, and then Shishir. Mid-January to mid-March is Shishir.
So actually, it's early winter and winter. So this 2 months is Hemant and followed by next 2 months, and they have got almost same instructions in food and diet. So 4 months you can follow the almost same this thing. But Hemant is more good in digestive strength and bulk, and the next 2 months are equivalent, but maybe less in terms of Agni, I mean the digestion strength. But all the instructions are almost same, coming 4 months.
Yeah, so Agni is almost at its peak in Hemant Ritu, it starts to go down a little bit in Shishir, and then come spring, Vasant. That's the time when you should be thinking about weight loss because you've accumulated a good quantity. And this is the kapha or the oj that you accumulate during these months is good oj. It's not, and there's nothing like good or bad oj. It's oj and good kapha. Okay, so this is almost done. The smaller you chop the vegetables, the faster they cook. This is 1 cup of rice that has been cooked. Simply adding it. One thing I totally forgot was a spice mix. For those who want to know the quantity, I think I did about 1 spoon with this much rice. We'll see how it looks like and tastes, and then we can adjust it accordingly. At this point, you will also reduce the flame so that the rice doesn't burn at the bottom. And these spice mix are pre-roasted, so it's not that we're putting in raw spices. These are roasted, so it's already cooked. Now I'm going to add the cashews. And there you have it, it's ready. And everything tastes better and looks better if you garnish it with a little cilantro. This is for the picture effect as well. Here it is. So we'll be serving it out to you guys to taste. Just want to make sure it's right. Going to add a little bit salt. Any questions after the tasting?
Delicious.
Thank you.
It's so good.
And so simple.
Yeah.
The best things in life are simple. We make them complicated.